This is a song about a woman who drowned in her own apartment. She knew the value of a sou, but she didn't know what art meant. Sure, she could plot its return on a comparative yield curve, but her heart remained empty though her fridge was full of verve. She wore smart suits to the battlefield of the Nikkei and the Dow. She rode a Dow in Aswan and a Swan in Macau. She was a woman of the new millennium, but despite all this, she drowned in her own condominium. This is a song about a woman who drowned in her own apartment. It began with a leaky tap, just a drip, no great excitement. It was beneath her to call a plumber, and anyway their prices were too high. She thought her brains would keep her rich and her pride would keep her dry. Hey, wodja, she was a woman in control. She'd golf from Gaza to Ginza to the Plaza del Sol. So though her shoes were damp from this strange irrigation, still she felt no panic at this minor irritation. By the time she called a broker, a nail artist and a shrink, the contents of a flat run to threat from the contents of her sink. But in the executive mind, common sense abounds. She stripped her wet clothes from her body, moved her CD to higher ground. She glad-wrapped her Walkman and Calvin Klein raincoat. She floated her Sondimes on condoms inflated. She refused to call for help, what would her friends say? And so she drowned at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday. They say as you drown, your whole life flashes before your eyes. So what she saw was no more than she could buy. And did she fret and pout that death had called her to his disco? No, but she was pissed she'd missed that ball in San Francisco. Her crowd were an unforgiving sort, they'd not forget the snub. She'd clubbed with Trump and Trump with clubs. But prestige doesn't help when you've run out of headroom. A fireman with tats found her bobbing against the ceiling of her own two-bedroom. That was a song about a woman who drowned in her own apartment. She knew the value of a sou, but she didn't know what art meant. She tried to buy the meaning of life, but won only the meanness of death. She rode a Dow and Aswan, but she ran out of breath. In her own condominium, at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, with barely a sound, she drowned.